There it is, under screen sharing. All right. So good. And then don't forget, tomorrow night, we have our virtual sales meeting. So make sure to invite your team to jump on for that and to, send out the link on your Facebook page and send an email reminder. Just want to make sure our team members are on, right? And now we're going to get into the nitty gritty. This isn't a long presentation. This is about working the plan. So we are going to pull up a new presentation here. And you all can see the screen, correct?
I can.
Yes.
Woohoo! All right, something's working. All right, working the plan. I sent you all your homework. I hope you got it. If not, it's in your email box. This is some detailed homework digging into your personal business. So it will take some time for you to go into Vibe and give yourself like 45 minutes to go into Vibe and do your homework. And it's going to be really good. You're going to enjoy doing it. So plan the work, work the plan. We're putting it together now. And I know each of you have goals to build and grow. And you're confidently coaching your team. You're learning the coaching methods. And all this is important to make sure we're checking your progress along the way. So you'll be able to celebrate your awesome results and adjust your actions if needed to achieve the goals that you set in place. So this actually, working the plan, talks about going back to your planning piece of training and your homework there, as well as your goal setting to see if you're on track. So does anybody know why this topic is important, working the plan? It's really what gets your business on track. It's really what keeps you on track. And it's just really probably the most important part of your business is working the plan. So it helps you understand your results. It helps you find the gaps in your business that you really need to focus better on and to fill in so your business is stronger, and really planning to take the action. So let's think about making a plan, working the plan to earn one of the trips. Has anybody ever said, all right, I know I'm going on this trip. I'm going to make a plan. I'm going to work it, and I'm going to make the trip. Has anybody ever done that?
I have.
Is that you, Kathy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And I know Margarita, I've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That you guys are working the plan. You put it into place and you worked it and you made it happen. And that's what we need to do every day with our Avon business. It's got to be planned out. So moving forward to the next slide.
Well, sorry. Didn't mute again. Bye.
You are not muted.
That was the best yawn ever, though.
It was.
You could win an Emmy for that. Okay. It's really focusing on what happens after you begin to execute your plan. It's important to track your progress so you can adjust your plan along the way. And that's really where the fun starts, because you're going, wow, I put this plan in place and now I see it actually making progress for me. So you really don't want to look back at the end of the campaign or after a number of campaigns and then say, well, I really should have done this. I could have done that. I would have done this. You want to be proactive and really make sure the activities are focused on what's growing your business. All right, so how often do you track your business results? Anybody on the team? I mean, is there anybody going, oh, I check all the time? Who tracks their business results? Sure, we all do.
I check mine every day.
I've been tracking every day for the last couple weeks since we've been talking about this.
Awesome. Good.
Especially because I'm going to earn that cruise.
Woo! All right.
I got over $500 in sales for C20, and I got some leads or some people signed up.
200 points for your sales. Way to go, Kathy. Very good. And in that process, you're probably going to title promote because you get 1,000 points for that. So I know you're working towards that. So very exciting. Do you find that you adjust your approach if you find that you're not really on track? If you're not on track, do you make a plan to say, okay, this isn't working, I need to refocus? That's something that you need to make sure you're doing. If you feel like, man, I plan to have 1 recruit every campaign or 2 recruits every campaign, I look back 2 weeks ago or 4 and it's not happening. So at that point, you really need to look at your plan and adjust it and make sure that you put new activities in there that will promote you making those goals that you put in place, right? All right. It's important to track your progress so you can take the right action and achieve your goals. First, track your progress in the short term or during the current campaign. You have the opportunity to easily see if you're on track to maintain your current title or if your track advance maybe even to the next title. You can adjust your actions to ensure your success. So that's why it is important that we are checking our Vibe reports and just taking a peek often. I heard a few of you say that you do it every day. You go in, take a look at it. That's important just to see, okay, what did my RPS 4 people do today? All right, I know my RPS 5s go in today. Let's see how they did. Every day you can go in and kind of track different team members and just see, how they're doing, okay? But it's important to always keep your eye on your progress towards your long-term goals. And what's nice about that too is while you're keeping track, you're really knowing what successes you're having, so it allows you to celebrate. If you're not really paying attention all the time, you may or may not know you had something great happen or something not so great happen if you're not paying attention, right? Okay. So when focusing on the current campaign, we are taking stock of any immediate short-term needs to maintain our current title or achieve the next one that we're going for. Within Vibe, our individual progress reports provide a nice window into our performance and allows us to keep a pulse on where we are doing well and areas of risk from campaign to campaign. Are you guys all getting into that individual progress report? It's really the main report that shows up right on your homepage of Vibe. Right here. You can see it.
I look there every day.
Awesome. Was that you, Karen?
Yes, it was.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
I have to make sure my team's, moving.
Make sure they're pulling through for you. Or for themselves, too.
Right.
Okay. So ask yourself in your head, how often are you really checking your progress report? And then ask yourself, what details are you referencing to understand your results? So let's take a look on the next slide. We're going to talk a little bit about Carrie, so it gives us a few examples of the things that we should be taking a look at on our progress report. So Carrie is a bronze leader who recently participated in a leadership development program. She checks her progress during the current campaign and finds that she has achieved 99% of her current title requirements. She is really thrilled that her efforts are paying off. Carrie has a goal to become a silver leader in the next year. She checks her progress towards silver leader requirements so she can adjust her activities and achieve her goal. Isn't Carrie cute? Her little skinny jeans. So let's look at what is keeping Carrie from becoming a silver leader. It's kind of hard to see, right? So a silver leader, I don't know if you all, know what it takes to be a silver leader in sales, but it shows right here. What are her sales requirement? Can anybody share that?
$12,500.
I can't see it.
It is tiny.
I need new glasses. Can't see it.
12,500.
All right, very good. So, so then Carrie begins to think about how she can adjust her plan to achieve these goals. Because if you look at her current sales, they're $7,900. So she's only $100 away from the $8,000, which is the minimum requirement for a bronze leader. But it really lets her know she's 78% to her goal. That's really not that far away. So then she can start thinking, what actions am I going to put in place to get my team sales up, right? So let's talk about even if she cannot get them done within this campaign, she puts things into motion to get them done for the next few campaigns. It says here, if you go down, it shows that her G1 needs another G1 Silver Ambassador. Can you see that? You have to have 2 when you're a silver leader. So she needs another one of those. What could or should Carrie do to gain another G1 leader on her team? Anybody? What could or should Carrie do to gain that G1 first generation leader, which would be a silver ambassador on her team?
Well, she should identify probably one, but more like 2 or 3 people that are on, that are, close to it or doing some kind of working their way towards it and coaching them.
Awesome, Kathy. She should look at her core people on her team, right? And identify some that she thinks would be good. And what would she do next after she identifies them?
Ask their permission to coach them.
What? That's right. Okay. If I was with you, I'd give you a prize. I'll bring you one at the pizza dinner. Okay, what should Carrie do to increase her total team sales for that campaign? So right now, she's 99% to her actual title, right? If you look over
Yes.
the screen. Okay, so how much more in sales does she need? She needs like $97. What could Carrie do to reap her $97 so she hits her title?
Follow up with no orders and orders on hold.
Perfect. Anyone else? She could call her pendings and invite them to place their first order of $150 too. I mean, there's so many ways that you could affect your sales, right? In a positive way. So let's look at the ways for her to increase. We've already kind of talked about it. First, she can try to increase the number of overall orders by seeking out to those who haven't placed their order yet, which Kathy shared, and I know you all know that. And then second, she can try to increase the average order size for those orders still left to be placed. So growing her average order size. We're going to talk about how we do that. I know all of you know how to grow average order size because all of you are top sellers and know how to do that. So now it's teaching your team how to do it too, right? When you reach out to them. So here are some ideas for increasing Carrie's team total orders. So let's see. Ideas to increase the team's total orders. Share best practices on social media. She could use social media. We have some great advertisements right in our social media center. She could get it out there. She could talk about a specific product, right? And say, hey, Avon's got a great deal on this product. We're selling 20 of them today. Who wants one? However she wants to do it on social media. She could also follow up with reps with no orders. Share ideas for creating an order during this campaign. And then to work on her average order size, is everybody familiar with the average order size, the AOS? It's calculated by taking the total team
Yes.
sales, and then you divide it by their total number of orders. So if you had $1,000 in team sales and you had 10 people on your team and they all ordered, you would just divide 1,000 by 10, and then the average order would be $100, right, from each team member. That was an easy numbers right there. Here are some ideas for increasing Carrie's team average order size. Anybody want to read those? Anybody on the screen? Ideas to increase the team's average order size.
You're talking about share add-on sales ideas with your team. For example, when a customer buys lipstick, talk to her about adding a lip liner to match.
Good. Very good. So those of us that were all together at the event last Saturday, at the Boss Life event, we did a lot of that. We did an activity that we did some add-on sales to help them get to. Okay, bye, Karen. I'm recording it. So how to get to that $40 order, and then once they're to that order, they can add on the $10 A-Box, right? So the A-Box is an excellent add-on. You know, if you have a customer and you're just trying to get your average order size up to get your team sales, you could potentially call every customer, you know, that had a $40 order and invite them to order the A-Box for 10 extra bucks. You know, it's a great value. So that's something she could do. And then share cross-category sales ideas with your team. If she buys jewelry, encourage her to add makeup to finish the look. And for each sale, think about online sales. People who purchased this item also purchased this. What do you think about that? Anybody feel like they're good at that, or that's worked for them in the past?
Yes.
Well, I'm so glad you're here, Kathy. Oh, my goodness. What would I do without you? No, I know you're all here. I'm sure you're just taking it all in and listening. So, all right, now let's talk about how Carrie can increase her Generation 1 leaders. Like we talked about before, this might not be possible during this current campaign, but Carrie definitely needs to start working towards that goal right now, and I'm sure you'd all agree. Let's see. Carrie can recruit new representatives who might be interested in leadership. That's one way. Carrie can identify team members who are good potential leaders and then discuss the leadership opportunity with them and coach them to help them achieve the next title. Now, we all remember, we only coach those who want to be coached, so we always ask their permission first. So once Carrie does identify her next leaders, she can put her new and improved coaching skills to work with them. She can duplicate what she has learned in her leadership development program and help them achieve leadership titles. So let's shift our attention from tracking from short-term tracking to our long-term goals. So it's a great idea to go through this exercise after every 6 campaigns or quarter at the minimum. So this is where our planning homework comes in. Remember when we went through, actually it was goal setting. Remember when we went through and I helped most of us, we did the homework together on the computer and we pulled up all of your previous year's earnings and what your team did. And then the second page was your goals. So this homework comes back to that. So just keep that in mind. Most of you should have it. I'm sure you've saved it in a folder or something. If not, I may have it on the computer if we fill it out together, okay? So we're going to follow the exact same steps to track long-term progress as you did to track the short-term progress. You're going to look at your results, right, on the computer. And you'll look at the results on your computer versus your goals. And you're going to find the gaps to adjust your plan to take action. If you don't set your long-term goals, how can you really track for your long-term progress? And each of us, honestly, in goal setting, you set your goals. So now's the time to really track it and see if you're on track, see if you've been building, and I know many of you have been, and just make sure you know that you hold yourself accountable as the business owner to be looking at these things. This chart represents an example of a gold ambassador and her results after 6 campaigns. You can see she will want to adjust her actions and make up some ground if she wants to achieve her goals for the year. So if we look at it, her actual is this first category, and these are her goals. Okay? So in the next 6 campaigns, she wants to be a bronze leader. And it just goes through and it states where she's at in each of these categories and where she wants to be. And then you can look at your gaps. Just do the math. She's $98 away from her sales each campaign, or on average. She wanted to have 6 first-generation appointments. She had 5. Look at her go. Congratulations. So she's short 1. So hopefully this makes sense to you, right? And then down here is her team. She has 0 leaders right now, and she really needs to have 1. Team appointments. She had 6 team appointments. She really wanted to have 10. So just look at that and be thinking about what your goals are, okay? And because this is part of the homework, so I hope you're able to understand this. If you have any questions, let me know. Anybody have any questions on how to fill it out? Okay. All right, so let's talk about how you can impact your long-term personal results if you identify a gap. So if you do end up identifying that gap, let's just talk about what you can do to make that gap smaller. So in your first generation appointments and your personal sales, what are some things you could do? You could prospect more to meet new people. You could go back to people you already know and contact them. You could make a goal to make 5 contacts a day, 5 days a week. I know that Sharon Gimmick does that, and it's been working very well for you, Sharon. Conduct Avon opportunity meetings. Yes, we just talked about that, right? And we have some really cool, fun ideas that you can open up to your team to attend, open up to your customers, open up to everybody and get them to your event, whether it's at your house as a open house party, whether it's at, let's see, a restaurant that has a little private space in the back that will let you have people come in. So follow up with the GROW method when you talk to people. Increase add-on sales and cross-category sales. We just talked about that. And then steal other people's ideas. Think about your downline and your upline. Why reinvent the wheel if somebody's already come up with the idea, right? Just steal their idea. All of us Avon family, we really don't care. And then for titling, identify your next leaders, coach your next leaders, and coach lower level leaders to help achieve higher titles. Take a peek on your team of who's already a promoter, who's already a star promoter. At some point, they must have been interested in leadership. Find out what their why was and, their belief was, and bring them back into leadership. Any other thoughts on that, ideas? I hope I'm not going too fast. We only have like 5 more slides, okay? But this is a really good module, and hopefully I'm not going too fast. Am I going too fast?
No.
All right, you girls are also smart. Okay, let's talk about how you can impact your long-term team results when you identify that gap. So here are some ideas you might try if you need to adjust your plan. So ideas to improve team results. Share best practices and how-to ideas on social media. Duplicate your key learnings from the coaching program. Recognize your team members regularly. I know Jill has her Jill's Jewels page, and she recognizes her team members for sales, for recruiting, for a lot of excellent things. And I know that her team absolutely loves it. I know that Rita has a newsletter she sends out every campaign recognizing her team members. I know Sharon Beardsley just created a brand new team called Sharon's Rubies, and she's been emailing them with recognition and things like that. So does anybody else recognize their team members regularly?
Yes.
Yes, okay. It's an important piece to team results, right? And invest in coaching the right people. That's right. Pick the right people, and they're going to work, and they're going to help your team improve. But focus on your gaps and fill your gaps in. Don't keep doing the things that maybe aren't filling those gaps, right? Okay. And don't forget your team is your multiplier. Evaluate what you can do for your team and what your team can do for you. Together, everyone achieves more. It is literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by helping others to succeed. That Napoleon, he's a smart guy. Okay, so your application guide. Now that we've covered everything in the seminar, is there any questions? You guys feel like you totally, I mean, it's really just working the plan and digging in deeper to your reports and really analyzing your business and taking charge of your own business and being the CEO of your own company. Everybody, I did send you the application guide. It's in your email. I sent it to you this morning sometime. I'm going to pull it up on the computer so that way you can look at it, because I just want to make sure you understand. Okay. Working your plan. So you put your name at the top, and then you find the gaps. What is going well for you right now? Pat yourself on the back, and think about some things that are going well for you. And also analyze it and say, why is it going well for me right now? What am I doing to make this go well for me? And then, what are your gaps? Why do you think this is? And this is just you thinking about it. This isn't necessarily going into your vibe yet to look at things. But what are your gaps? So anybody have an example of what a gap might be? Like maybe you have a personal gap you can think of. If it was me, I would put rep growth. Not rep growth, new rep. Why do I think it is? Because I'm struggling with recruiting. Because I'm not talking to even one person a day. Just for an example. So whatever you feel like your gaps are. Maybe you feel like what's going well is personal sales, customer growth, got yourself a new coachee. That's going well, right? Okay, so who on your team consistently places order every campaign? Why are they so successful? Can you share their best practices with the team? So this is your plan to action, just to kind of look into your team. So who on your team do you know that's doing this? Who on your team places the largest orders? Why are they so successful? Can you share their Can you share best practices with your team? You know, what that means is, could you go back and in turn look at these representatives and go, wow, their orders are awesome. This is giving you people to reach out to and call and congratulate and say, I just want to know what you're doing. And would you mind if I shared it with our team? And then you could send out an awesome email that says, so-and-so is doing fantastic, and I want to share, she is allowing me to share with you what she's been doing to reach these sales. Okay, how can you efficiently follow up with representatives who have not placed an order? What suggestions can you provide to the team to help generate orders to motivate them? How many Generation 1 leaders do you need to keep your title or to achieve your next title? How can you increase the number of leaders on your team? What else will you do to ensure overall success for this campaign? Any questions on the first page?
Nope.
Okay. And then working your plan. So here's where it comes into, you know, looking at your application guide from the goal setting module. Just pull that out, take a peek, and then transfer your goals for the last 2 campaigns to the table below. If you want to, you can just create new goals and then put in there your current current numbers. But this is from the last 2 campaigns. So you're just going to kind of measure if you're doing as well as you wanted to be doing, if that makes sense. Okay? Follow the directions provided by your coach to pull your results for the last 2 campaigns. If you need help with that, tomorrow and Wednesday, I am in my office all day. I only have a couple conference calls, so I'm just making phone calls to representatives like all day, so please call me. Transfer your results to the table below. Okay, said that. Keep it for your dream. Put your dream here and when you want it by. And I know all you have it. And then find the gaps. As you're looking at this report, you're going to be able to do the math and go, okay, here's the real gaps that I can see, and why do I think that's happening? And then what are your biggest, that first one was successes, and then gaps, okay? Plan to action, what will you do going forward to achieve your goals? And then your call to action. Okay, so that's your homework. This one's a little more detailed, would you say?
Yes.
So please just take a little bit of time. It's really our last big homework. We do have a little bit of a application guide that I think we'll just fill out at dinner when we're together for the next wrap up. And that's really just to go over what you've learned from the coaching program, that type of thing. So this is really your last homework. So please take some time and put your effort into it and evaluate yourself and your business. It's a great learning tool, and it's something that in the future you can try to teach to your team members as well. Okay, so anyone have questions before we sign off tonight?
When is this due, Miss Kate?
If you can have it done by our one-on-one call, our one-on-one calls are still the same. So like Kathy, we would meet on Thursday morning by 9 a.m. if you're able to get it done by then.
Actually, I need to change mine this week.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Just let me know. Maybe send me a text or an email.
Thursday afternoon anytime.
That's fine. We can talk about the time. Yep. I'm pretty open in the afternoon. Thursday, I have Deb Webb at 8 p.m. Thursday night. Friday, I have Karen at 1, if that works for you. I know with work. And then Margarita, 2:15 on Friday.
Yes, I'm good with that.
You're good with that? All right. And then Monday, we have Rita, and then we have Sharon Gimmick at night and Lorona at night at 7 and 8. And then Jill, our normal Tuesday at 9 a.m. and Sharon at 10:30 a.m. So if anyone needs to change, let me know. If you can get it done prior, that would be awesome. And email it to me, so then I can print it out and look at it. But you know me, if we need to look at some things and work together, I'm good with that too. Okay? I'm easy going. So,
Hey, Kate.
yeah.
Where is the PowerPoint opportunity slides?
I haven't seen stuff.
I do not have a copy of those yet,
Oh, okay.
but I will email my boss and ask her if I can get a copy.
Oh, okay.
Right
I
now.
thought it was available to everybody.
Well, I think it's just, I think it's out there, but we just haven't gotten the full version yet.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Okay. All right. Oh, so the last thing is oh, this would just sound weird if I read it. Never mind. Okay, my hot topic question for when we all go out to dinner in 2 Mondays together. What is your proudest moment as an Avon business leader? When I send out the replay, I'll make that a big question. What is your proudest moment as an Avon business leader? And then when we're at dinner, we could write it all down on business, might be kind of fun to write it down on like a note card and then have to read each other's and then guess whose it is. I don't know. Maybe we could do something like that. So anyway, that is everything. If you have any questions, please let me know. And it's been fun talking with you all tonight. Thank you for staying until 9:15, 45 minutes late. You guys are amazing. And
Good night, Kate. Night, everybody.
good night.
Night, everybody. Thank you, Kate, for all you do.
Thank you guys for all you do. All right. I got to figure out how to